The Why Do People Still Believe in the Patriarchy screed, a 14-minute TED Talk for the terminally smug. The speaker launches into a breathless lament that people out there, gasp, still think systems of power exist. The horror. Apparently, if you're not one of the chosen few who's read The Selfish Gene once and decided it explains everything from dating apps to divorce rates, you're just another deluded sheep chewing cud in the pasture of ideological indoctrination. The thesis is straightforward. If you believe in feminism or patriarchy, you're either brainwashed, a university victim, or a soft-brained normie who accidentally absorbed feminist ideas from your oat milk carton. Meanwhile, the speaker, bravely perched atop a rickety stool made of Reddit threads and Joe Rogan clips, is one of the noble few who sees the world as it really is. A cold, evolutionary wilderness where men are not privileged, just misunderstood apex mammals with terrible luck and great bench press stats. Let's unpack this, shall we? First off, the idea that patriarchy is a fantasy because men suffer too is like saying fire isn't real because smoke hurts everyone. The existence of structural power favoring men, on average, does not preclude men from experiencing pain, poverty, or Pinterest-related emotional damage. It just means that historically and systemically, men have been handed more levers of control. That's not ideology, that's history, sociology, and about 5 minutes of Googling. But no, our hero demands a point of origin for patriarchy. As if social systems are summoned into being with a ritual chant and a time-stamped certificate. When did the patriarchy start? He cries, expecting an answer like June 3rd, 4012 BC, right after brunch. This isn't Pokemon lore. Cultures evolve. Social structures form over millennia, not with official launch parties. He also keeps using the phrase, patriarchy hurts men too, like it's some kind of logical self-own. Sir, that's not a paradox. That's the whole point. Patriarchy enforces rigid gender roles. Yes, to the benefit of men in many ways, but also to their detriment in others. It's the system that told your grandpa he couldn't cry, your dad he couldn't parent, and you that therapy was for women. If that's your idea of winning, I'd hate to see your definition of losing. Then there's the obsession with humans are just animals. Okay, cool. Yes, we're technically primates with anxiety and Amazon Prime. But leaning on that as a mic drop in philosophical debates is like saying we breathe air to win an argument about ethics. It's a fact, not a framework. Sure, we're animals, but we're also the kind of animals who build legal systems, write novels, and invent TikTok filters. Biology gave us opposable thumbs. It didn't write the US Constitution or explain why gender reveals are a thing. And this whole I only talk to enlightened thinkers like me energy? Come on. That's not intellectual rigor. That's a social life built on rage-quitting Reddit threads. You don't get to complain that people won't debate you if you start every discussion by implying they're less evolved. That's not a conversation. That's a monologue with extra condescension. Also, can we talk about how the guy appreciates right-wing religious fundamentalists more than the left because they're consistent in their anti-science? That's not a compliment. That's like saying you admire flat earthers because at least they stick to the bit. If you think consistency in delusion is a virtue, you might need to recalibrate your intellectual compass. And finally, this whole idea that if we just taught 5-year-olds about evolutionary biology, the world would become a rational utopia in a generation? Cute. But people are not computers waiting for the right software update. Culture, psychology, trauma, history. These things exist. You can't Richard Dawkins your way out of centuries of inequality just by tweaking a curriculum. In conclusion, the patriarchy exists. Feminism is not witchcraft, and people who can't find the origin of a system aren't automatically invalidating its effects. If you're going to pretend to be the only person awake in a world of sheeple, at least bring stronger arguments than biology makes me feel smart. Otherwise, you're not shattering paradigms. You're just yelling, we're all monkeys into the void, while the rest of us get on with trying to make society suck a little less.